Hi guys, my name is Mavia. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through things I wish I knew before my first year of college and just general college tips. So keep watching. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is you have no obligation to stay friends with the very first people that you meet the second you get on campus. I think it's really important to know people change, friend groups naturally come apart and come together. If something is not serving you, you do not need to be part of it. And so that's important to not only realize when something isn't serving you and when you should change it, but to also be comfortable with that change. Like, you should not be regretting it. There's no obligation for you to stay friends with the first people you meet. And oftentimes people's friend groups don't even stay the same anyway. So if you think something's wrong with you just because you're not clicking with the people that you were clicking with a week ago, nothing is wrong with you. This is just what happens in college. My friend group went through some changes in the fall. Obviously, it's different when it comes to situations where you're obviously around not a good group of people. And it's even more important in those situations to know that you are not obligated to stay around there. And it's really important for you to know when to get out, when to find yourself something better. And that kind of relates to my second point, which is something that a lot of people tell me all the time. And they're kind of right when they say it, but if you're the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. As humans, we crave growth, we crave changing, we want to change for the better. I don't know anybody that wants to change for the worse. If you're in a situation where you are maybe even going backwards in your character growth, that is not something that you need to be part of. So back to not wanting to be the smartest person in the room. You want to constantly be learning from the people around you. And a lot of people also say you are a reflection of the people that you hang around. So when you are making friends with people, think about that for a little bit and just think, are these the type of people that really reflect what I want to be as a person? Is this how I want to carry myself? So relating back to the whole making friends part, join as many clubs that there are at your university that you possibly can. It does not matter if you've never even thought of the club before, or if you've never been interested in anything like that. There's no harm in signing up, and there's no harm in trying out each club's first meeting and figuring out if you actually like the club or not. A lot of times you're gonna surprise yourself and not even expect yourself to really have fun at these meetings, and it doesn't hurt to be part of more. If you have the time for it, you should definitely be in as many as you can. And then relating to that, you definitely want to join at least one professional or career-oriented club that's specific to your major or just whatever you want to do with your future. Personally, I joined a club that was for pre-health majors. It was just about different occupations in the healthcare field because I'm currently studying psychology on the pre-med track. I'm in my school's psychology club as well. Don't be afraid of professional frats. I know the term, just the word frat itself can scare a lot of people, but there are some really good co-ed pre-professional frats out there, and don't be afraid to join one because I think it's a really, really good chance to network, which is my next thing that I wish I did a little bit more of this year. Network everywhere you go, whether that be the dining hall, club meetings, in class, or just even walking around campus. You never know when a connection is gonna be helpful. You should be seeking connections everywhere you go, especially if you are somebody that wants to go into a very people-oriented career post-college. So with that, the next thing that I'd like to talk about is just be open to all sorts of people. They tell you in kindergarten, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Don't automatically assume you're not going to click with someone. Have that conversation first and then decide. Don't judge a book by its cover, as cheesy as it is. Just be open to all the people around you. College is a really diverse place, and you're never gonna know when you're gonna actually click with somebody that you didn't expect to, and they could end up being your best friend. And back to relating, being open to other people, don't let other people's past or your past affect your present in terms of social life, academics, anything really. For me in college, I kind of lost track of this when I first started. I was really preoccupied with what people would think of my past and how I used to be. I was not the best person before in high school, and often I get I get really touchy about it sometimes because a lot of people still relate me to my old personality or my past, and that makes me sad sometimes because I know I'm not like that anymore. You should always give people that chance to prove who they are to you. And additionally, Don't let your past affect how you act in the present. Don't get so preoccupied with your past that you forget to be out and about in the present. Your past is in the past. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna pay attention. You're all in college now, and it's a completely different environment. Anybody that still holds things that you did for college against you, they might not be people that you want to be around anyway. This also applies to people that want to do things in college that they haven't done before. So let's say you were super introverted in high school. Don't let the fact that you've been introverted in high school stop you from wanting to be more extroverted in college. Don't let your past affect your present and your future. So still staying on the topic of making friends and stuff, make sure you are making friends with the people that you sit around in class. This seems like such a duh in your head, but you'll be surprised how many people forget to do this. I am very guilty about this. I think I only was friends with like the people sitting around me in 2 of my classes the whole first year, and I wish I was friends with more people in those classes, because first off, when it comes exam time, nobody else is going to understand what's going on in the class or how the teacher is or what your exam styles are going to be other than the people in your class itself. So make those friends so you can form study groups or stuff like that, or just have people to talk to that really understand what it is that you're going through in those classes. And then another tip that I wish I did before I got to college or during my first year is I wish I made a few friends that are a couple years ahead of me, so like about to be juniors or seniors, that are also psychology majors that are pre-med, or just pre-med majors in general. You can always go to them sort of as like a mentor, and they can help you through whatever questions you have. And again, it's all about networking and connections, because they're not going to do anything but help you with your life. So try to make friends of your major, and try to make friends of your major that are older than you as well. Okay, so now a very, very big thing that I think everybody should get down in their first year of college is scheduling. This doesn't just mean like having a routine, which is also a tip that I have. Make sure you have a routine in college because you have so much free time, and it's a lot better when it's organized. But I mean scheduling like classes. When you're planning them, be sure to have it planned out with backups as soon as that list comes out. Don't take classes past 4 p.m. All your energy is just gone after 3 p.m. FOMO really kicks in when you're sitting in class at 5 p.m. while your friends are out like at the park or at the library or like just chilling or eating food while you're still stuck in class. Like, you're not gonna feel motivated to go to that class at all. Obviously, some people can really pull it off and they work better, but for me, I got really tired after like 2 p.m. in my classes. So after the fall, I made sure to schedule myself in the spring to have all my classes before 2 p.m. so that I could work the most efficiently throughout that semester. You are paying for your classes, you might as well go to them, so make sure you schedule them for times that you know you're going to show up for. Plan out your classes for your 4 years or however many years you're going to be in college for during your first year. It's really important to have that like skeleton and that guideline just so you know where you're going and what classes you should be anticipating to take, or what classes you can start studying for earlier if you have the time. So that also relates to taking classes over the winter and summer if you can. A lot of people want to graduate early, so that's a route that they do to do that. Another thing I wish I knew before college is that I did not know how to study. I have never actually efficiently studied ever in my life until my freshman year of college. You probably don't know how to study either, because a lot of people don't actually figure out what's working for them or what they should be doing until they get into the situation where it's exam time and they have no idea how they're supposed to prep. Just make sure you know how you learn the best, and make sure you try to figure this out pretty early on, because it's only going to help you. Before you buy the textbooks, unless your professor actually requires you to have the physical textbook in your hand, check places like LibGen first. Take advantage of the free resources at your university. For me, this was things like going to the student health center was free for us because we technically paid for it with our tuition. So when I mean free resources, I mean you technically already paid for them, so you should take advantage of them. A lot of times colleges also offer the Microsoft Suite or like Photoshop and Adobe apps for free as well. You paid your tuition for it, so you might as well use these free things that are given to you. My next tip is go to all the events that your college hosts. Half the time they have free food or like free swag, and who doesn't like free food and free stuff? It doesn't hurt to go to these events because again, you can make friends there, you can network there. It's a good way to get involved with your school as well. For me, my college is really big on basketball, and basketball tickets are free for students. Whenever I was free, the days that they would happen, I would grab those free tickets as fast as I could and claim them and then go to the games. Going to these events help you feel like you're actually a part of the school, is how I'm gonna put it. Emphasizing routines. You have so much free time in college, sometimes more free time than some of us are used to. I know I had a lot more free time than I was ever used to. So make sure you are making yourself a routine just to give you that sense of a productive feeling for the day. So another thing that I want to talk about is mental health matters so much more in college. Make sure you are taking time out for yourself. Like, skip a couple lectures if you need to. You matter more than going to that lecture does. There are also free resources at most colleges for mental health. We had a 24/7 like mental health app where you could text your frustrations to and somebody would text you back and basically just talk to you about it all. Know that it's okay. Like, you're in college, it's a completely new environment. You're not gonna feel the best some days, but it's all just about how you pick yourself up after and how you treat yourself when you're going through tough times. So things that help with this, that are my next couple tips, are decorating your dorm room. Even if it's just like a couple photos that you print out or even just like a little plant, put something in your dorm. Most colleges have free gyms. Use it. Physical activity is so important for your mental health. If you're paying for that gym through your tuition anyway, you might as well be in there. Overall, just a nice way to stop focusing on school for a little bit and do something for yourself. So what happens to most people in college is you either go one of two ways. You either always forget to eat or you always eat too much. So you really want to be conscious about what you're doing and do what's right for your body and listen to your body. And lastly, my favorite piece of advice is be outside when you can. So many days when the weather would turn like really warm out of nowhere in the fall and I would be outside. I would do my homework outside because we had this park in the center of our university and I just sit there. I'm pretty sure it's been proven through a lot of studies too that it just enhances your mood in general if you are outside. And people who spend time outside are more likely to exhibit positive mood than people that don't spend time outside. And it was just something to look forward to when it like warmed up outside. We love sitting in the park. That would be the highlight of our day, honestly. Go outside for at least 30 minutes a day. So that is it for today's video. I hope this was helpful for some of you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.